Welcome to another episode of No Sugar All Spices, and welcome back if you've been here before. Today I have a special guest, my friend Daniel Salazar, Daniel Edward Salazar.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're using my full government name over here.
Oh my goodness, no, Dan. I'm so excited to have Dan on this podcast. I hit him up last week and I was like, Dan, you want to be on my podcast? And he was like, yeah, Claire, what day? Got me on his calendar, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, we're grown. We're like at the point of life where we're putting each other's name on our calendars and like podcast with Claire or whatever. But quick story. Do you want to explain how we met?
How we met?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so there we were in the middle of this terrible battle that we call college, trying to figure out what we're gonna do in life and get a degree or whatever. And I don't know. We had this chance to go study abroad in Italy, and I don't remember what your reasoning was for you, because you're communications. I was a history teacher, so tell me why. Okay, so yes, we went to Italy, study abroad, but like why?
I went because I needed a theology course to graduate, and it was like a requirement thing for me. I needed that credit, and I'm just like. I think actually on the deadline to apply for that study abroad, that was the day I applied. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'd rather do it in 3 weeks than do it in a whole semester. So that's what I did. And I'm just like, I might as well take the opportunity to go study abroad while I have the chance. And it was my senior year too. So, it's just like perfect timing for all of that. Right. So yeah, that's my reasoning. I just needed to check out that requirement course to graduate.
Hey, that's a good box to check though, if that's how you did it. So,
yes.
But yeah, so like there was a group of us and other people, but I think Claire and I were the only ones with some sugar, some spice. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think we were the only students of color on that trip.
Yes, we were. Correctly, yeah.
Yes. So like I think that in of itself, and also She's from Texas. I was born in Texas. So like that's how I kind of was like, oh, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
And yeah, just me, you, and then also our buddy Nick. I don't know if we were the nerds of the group, if we were the outcasts of the group. Like we were tight,
I think Nick was the nerd, but I think overall the three of us were the outcasters, yes.
Wait, okay.
I wouldn't call myself a nerd in that subject.
If Nick is a nerd, what are we?
What are we, Dan? What are we?
What are we? Well, I mean, you gotta rise.
We're the nerd supporter. I don't know.
We're creative. We're the creative type.
We're creative.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Take a risk, adventure.
Take a risk, yeah. But yes, that's how we met. We went to college together. We went to St. Ambrose University, but we didn't meet there. Not until the study abroad trip. Which is so funny. But then we've been, friends ever since, and we've just been good friends since then. We're locked in for life now. Are we?
I like to think so.
I would hope so.
Hey, if you say yes.
Unless you mess up, Dan.
Claire? I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I think we're good. Like when it comes to like, because same for me, like I only have a few friends that I'm like, hey, you are my friend.
Yeah.
Like it can be a couple of weeks, it can be some days, but it's like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Like,
yeah.
Even when I saw you today, it's been a minute, but it's been like I just saw you yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's just when you get older. Like I feel like when you're younger, you're like, yeah, I get all these friends, all these connections, but it's like, nah, there's a few real ones that when they say, hey, do you have time for this? You put them on your calendar, right?
Yeah. Oh, that reminded me. That reminds me, Dan was in town to do a poetry thing, and I was like, Dan, I have to leave early because I have to go to a basketball game. I was like, I can't miss this. So he was like, Claire, you're going to go watch these little boys who play. They don't even know you over my events. I mean, I went to both.
She pulled up. Hey, why not both?
Why not both?
Why not both?
Why not both?
That's my advice.
Yes.
We're done.
Yes, exactly. Why not both?
But yeah, just since then, we have a group chat, and it's not the most active all the time.
No,
it's still like, hey, how you doing? What's going on?
Yeah, our buddy Nick is studying, getting his. Well, he's trying to
be a doctor. That's why we're friends with him. So he's gonna.
He's paying up his student loan once he's gets his job in the field. Anywho, that was a long introduction, Dan.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's gonna be a long one, guys. It's gonna be a long one. I just sit there, get your coffee. You actually pause the video right now, get a drink or two, come back and sit down. It's gonna be a fun one, okay?
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but Claire's a talker. So
that is not true. You are.
You literally host a show.
But but my guests are doing all the talking because I want to give this. I was telling Devin this the other day. I was like, I'm just realizing this podcast. I'm literally like giving my friends and family an opportunity to share their story.
I like it.
You know what I'm trying to say? It's not even about me at this point. It's about you. It's about, our friends.
You know how we're going to make the world a better place, Claire?
What?
By storytelling.
Exactly.
And listening to people's stories. So good work.
And I was just like, it just hits me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm actually doing something for my people. Yeah. This is not just for me. I'm giving my friends a platform to share their story. So this is what we're here to do.
We need to show our spice to the rest of the world. Maybe
exactly.
They'll season their food a little.
Yeah, no sugar.
That's a metaphor.
All spices. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Anywho, so I graduated in 2023. Dan, you graduated the summer of 2023. Yeah, the winter, sorry.
The winter, yeah.
I graduated spring of 2023. Dan, the winter of 2023.
So she's older.
I'm a little older, yes. Mm-hmm. And Dan, he then went to teach abroad.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that? Because I know a lot went into that. You just finished college. Obviously, we're all broke. You're broke. I was broke at the time.
Was.
And he put that whole Italy trip on his credit card. Oh my gosh, we don't have to include it.
Hey, only some of it.
So not only were we broke, he was also in debt. So let's just put it that way. But we're here to share these stories so you can learn with us.
Yeah.
So Dan, you talk about that. Graduating and then leaving. Weeks later?
So even before that, right? So going into it. The first reason I decided to apply is called Fulbright. And in this case, if you get in, right, you go study. It's called study abroad, but I was going to Spain if I got in, which I did, and taught English because I speak easy English. The initial reason I signed up was because the partner I was with at the time already went over there through a different program. And I was like, all right, hey, I'm going to try to be with them. By chance, I found this and I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and apply to this without knowing that this is actually one of the most competitive programs that there is to go do that kind of thing. But thankfully, I got in. And before I even, officially got there, me and my partner, we didn't work out. So I had to really think about it and think, hey, is this something I want to do? But on top of that, I had to fight, hey, but you're supposed to do this, right? Mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, I come from a Hispanic family, so I am part of the dynamic. I am part of hey, pick up some eggs. Hey, grandpa has an appointment on Monday. Can you, right? I'm part of that. And they also had their vision for my future. Okay, you're going to be a teacher? Hey, well, as soon as you're done, bam, you start teaching. You're going to be a teacher here. There's a position here. So for a minute, I was teaching here while I was waiting to see if I got it. And at first I had some trouble with paperwork, and they lost my passport in the mail. And I really did think, and this is how I knew I really cared about it. My heart dropped when I was like, am I not going to be able to go? Okay. Mm-hmm. So now, and this constant thinking of is this the right thing to do? Was my family, that is still throughout, and I deal with it in different ways. But even with that, I knew, I was like, okay, all right, I'm going to take it on the chin. And I was depressed for a second, hey, is this going to come in time again? And eventually, I was able to figure stuff out. And, I started going on more runs to get out of the house. And I got there and I got to Spain a little later than most, but I was late in Spain. And that was when I met with some of the people there. Whenever we had a problem, oh, hey, this thing didn't work out, or we're not getting paid as much. But I say, hey, we're broke in Spain. We're
exactly.
We're hungry in Spain. You know what I mean? We're tired and hungover in Spain. You know what I mean? So it's really just kind of you gotta take things into perspective of my grandma and my grandpa, they never had the option to be I'm broke in Spain. I got to choose to be there and do this opportunity. So you know, and I kind of started feeling that throughout. So that was that first part to get there, right? And then I did.
Yeah. And you know what? You mentioned you started running a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that's so funny because like
I don't look like I run.
You know they say like once you're in your 20s, you either become a runner. What else? You go into like the pyramid thing. What is that called?
I know. I know one of them is like running marathons and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember the other ones, but yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, oh man, you're one of those.
I know. I was so surprised that Dan got into running, and you ran a half marathon or a marathon.
Here's the thing. There was a Madrid marathon, all right? And I'll tell you real quick. I was like, hey, if I get the chance, I'm going to do this, right? And for training, I ran half a marathon to see how I felt about it. And I did it. I was like, all right, I can do it. and they were sold out of tickets. And I was like in Barcelona like a week before. And a friend of a friend was like, hey, I have an extra ticket if you want it. I was like, well, I said I was going to do it, right? You know, that's what I said. I can't go back on that. So I did it.
You did it.
And I did it, and it was hard, but I did it.
But you did it.
I did.
I could never. I mean, I don't want to say that. Maybe eventually
we'll
I will.
Together, you and I.
We should do one together. I'll train for it. That'll motivate me a little bit.
But yeah. So I got there. Finally. It was around November-ish time. But yeah.
So it took almost a year, right?
I mean,
because you graduated in December, and then.
Yeah, I mean,
next November you were able to.
Yeah, it was like it was like applying, it was waiting, and even when you get there, right, it was the paperwork, and then and then getting there finally, yeah. But definitely overpacked. But that's okay. That's what you learn. That's what you learn. But it was really interesting because, like I said, I come from a Mexican background.
Yes.
And when you're in America, you know when you hear like someone speak Spanish, it's almost like. Oh, wow, that's so cool. You don't really hear that a lot. So to come from a society where it's like, oh, you speak in Spanish, like they look at you a type of way, to a place where like, no, that's the norm. If you don't speak Spanish, they're gonna look at you a type of way, right? That was weird. That was different, right? We have a lot of norms in America, like it's how we view race, how we talk about race, and you know, and this is why I think like even if you don't want to go off and live in the world your whole life, this is super important. To get some perspective, right, on like, you know, who you are. For a very long time, you know, and I talk about this is in my poem, too, is like people ask you, hey, what are you, what are you, what are you? Especially, this isn't just to a person of color, but we feel it a lot as far as being given labels. Oh, a Mexican. Oh, but you're not really Mexican. What are you, though? Like, oh, you're American. Well, you're not really American. What are you, though? I think if you study abroad and if you really ask questions and explore, you start figuring out when someone asks you, hey, what are you? You stop answering, I'm American. You stop answering, I'm Latino. You start answering, I'm me. You start answering, I'm Daniel. I'm all these other things, but at the end of the day, I'm Daniel. And I think that's like the best takeaway I got. And I'm still figuring out who Daniel is, but I don't think it's fair to anyone to just say, oh, I'm just this. You're so much more.
You're so much more.
So much more. But yeah, that was crazy. Just you know, even being Latino in Spain, like they're the ones, they're the reason we have Latinos. They came over and they're like, yeah, we're not leaving. So then we have to. So even just being there at first, I was really angry. I was like, oh man, these people, and they came. So again, okay, perspective. This was a long time ago, and things aren't perfect. There are things I didn't love. Maybe how they do stuff in schools, you know, very strict on some parts. Even how they teach colonization. Boy, right? You have some teachers that are, no, by the book. The history teachers, they're like, hey, what do you want to teach? I was like, can I make what I want? And I was like, hey, can I teach about Latinx studies in America? Yeah. So I had one class that was very traditional, doing by the book stuff, and another class, I'm over here teaching them about lowriders in America and Selena, and like, I go to the back of the class, and like underneath my teacher clothes, I was wearing like workout clothes. So while they're watching a little video, I start taking off my clothes, and I'm like, all right, so we're gonna learn what it is to dance to cumbia music. And I'm like, all right, next slide. I'm like, what the, right? So it was great to be able to expose them to like, hey man, it's not just Mexican. It's not just like, it's so much there. So I got to do that. So that was a lot of fun, you know, wearing my cowboy boots to school. in my cowboy hat. I brought that. I was like, this is
Yes.
important. It's part of who I am. All right. But it was nice. It was
I
nice
think
seeing
that's
them.
so cool because I mean, obviously, you were teaching abroad, and I kind of imagine other people teaching abroad. They go there just to teach, but for you to bring that cultural aspect to that and teach those kids that, I think that's so awesome.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing, one of the favorite things I hope I left with them was, I'd walk in, and these are middle schoolers, high schoolers mostly, and like I'd walk in, and a couple things. Number one, they weren't supposed to know that I could speak Spanish. Right, so I'd walk, I'd be like, oh, come estás? Like, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. But anyway, so I'd walk in, I'd be like, hey, good morning, scholars. Like, and we do this call background. But hey, good morning. And they say, good morning. And I'd say like, like, have a good, like, hey, good day. And I'd be like, howdy. And they'd also say, howdy. So I have a bunch of little Spanish kids walking around. When they see me, like, hey, profe, howdy. Howdy, how you doing, huh? Like, hey man, hey Miguel, howdy to you. And sometimes I forget, and then they'll just be like, profe, howdy. What? Oh, yeah, that's right. Howdy.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's so cute. That's awesome, Dan. So you were there for how long the first time?
So it was a little less than a year. Right?
Okay.
So I was there. I got there November-ish, and then my time was up around July. But like in that time, I was alone for the first time, right? Especially Mexican family, right? Grandma, grandpa, uncle, aunt.
Yes.
Everyone's always there. This is the first time I didn't have anyone. And even if I reached out to my mom, she didn't know. I knew more than her about being where I was. So, I had to figure stuff out. So, I learned a lot about that, how to, just like, hey, no one else is going to do that for you. So you have to do that, right? And figuring out like, okay, here I am. I'm alone in my apartment. I don't want to be alone in my apartment. What are you going to do about that? And just like, well, I can do whatever, right? And one of the things I started doing, like I always thought about it. I was in like performing stuff in high school. I was in show choir, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right. I was always interested in doing something like stand-up comedy. And yeah, right, I know. And I looked up, all right, English, blah, blah, blah. And I started out, and here's the thing. In Madrid, at least, it's so fantastic. Because everyone in Spain, right, is doing stuff using Spanish. So when it comes to like English comedy clubs, there was only a few, which is great because that we have our own community. And the people who were in that were usually other immigrants, right? So as nice as some Spanish people were, some of the realest people are going to be like, for me at least, were the immigrants I met and the people who were doing stand-up comedy. Because when you're doing comedy, when you're up on that stage, you really can't be anything else other than you, right? So even for me, like I can't just pretend I'm something I'm not. I had to be true about, hey, this is who I am. I'm from the U.S. Haha, American, and even when you go up there and suck, right? Here's the thing. For comedians, we like to laugh, man. We're not there to bring anyone down. We're gonna make fun of you, but we're not doing it because we hate you, right? So whenever a new person was starting and they didn't do so hot, it wasn't, hey man, get the fuck out of here, man. Like you need to go back to Dodge. Like it was, hey, I like where you're going. Like there's always like the older ones there or the ones who were doing it more. They would try to help you out. Right, we would have, some of them would have like, hey, this is afterwards, after action, we sit down in a circle.
Yeah.
And we go through each one. Hey, I really like this and this.
Yeah.
Maybe you can improve on this and this, right? That's what that world was, and that was great. And it was totally unexpected. I don't think anyone else really did that who was in my program. So I mean, that was just a weird thing I wandered into.
And this was your first time being a part of that community, correct?
Yeah, being part of a community that like, how do I say this, didn't make sense for me. If I'm in America, the community that makes sense for me are, the other Latinos, the teachers, right? This is just like, for me, one of the first things I just got to choose for me. There wasn't anyone else saying, hey, you should go join the professionals network. It wasn't that. It was like, hey, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I got to choose that and explore it and had so much fun.
Yeah. Now tell me about, because you came back.
I did.
And then you again faced some challenges, correct?
Correct.
you know, you met a whole new community in Spain with the comedy stand-up community, and then you came back, and I know it wasn't all rainbow and sunshine, was it? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so
tell us about that.
I mean, it was such a great time in a lot of different ways. But so coming back, right, when it's over, when you have never left before and you've never experienced that before, your first experience of anything, usually, you're gonna feel like, oh man, this is the end. I'm never gonna have this again. And I felt that a lot. I think other people felt that a lot. But then when I got back, I thought to myself, why? Why not? You know, why not? And, you know, I did kind of start looking at stuff before I left. So when I came back, I was, all right, let me make some bank. I started working at this factory. And I learned a lot there too, right? I learned perspective, right? I had to be at this factory by 5 o'clock in the morning. I got there and there's like a dude smoking a Marlboro and hey, good morning, Dan, how's it going? I'm like, hey, Chuck, how's it going, right? And it was a time. And again, I learned perspective. I was like, I can do this now. But I know like this is not what I want to keep doing, right? It's a means to an end, right? So again, I'm blessed to be able to do what I can do and you know, go abroad and teach and stuff like that. So saved up some money. I went back. But here's the thing. I had some trouble with my paperwork.
You in the paperwork, man.
I know.
Passport, paperwork.
Hey, it happens for a reason, is what I keep telling myself.
I mean, sometimes that's all you can tell yourself.
But man, I was going to like the embassy, to this place, and if you don't, the Spanish are sticklers about stuff like that. But anyways, so I reached a point where it was like, hey, if you want to keep playing it safe and maybe get something done, stay in Spain for sure. Or the alternative, the unknown. The alternative, you know, a friend of mine that I met was like, hey, I'm going to be in Portugal. If you want to come by, like, I'd love to have you. And I was like, okay. So I really had to think about it. What, am I just going to play it safe and honestly probably just gonna, hey, sorry, we couldn't figure it out? Or am I going to say, all right, new plan? And I was like, all right, okay, new plan. What's that going to look like? No idea. But what it ended up looking like was this. I went to Portugal. Had a great time. Now I can say I've been to Portugal. I was in Madrid couch hopping with some friends I made and was part of one of the first ever Madrid comedy festivals. We did it in English, Spanish, Italian, and French. Okay, I'm over here doing impersonations of Donald Trump in English and Spanish. Wow.
Well, look at that.
And that was crazy. Spanish. You go, you dirty dogs to pinch your perils, right? It doesn't, you know, so that was that, right? You're not going to find that in just any old simple program, right? And then after that, there's this thing I heard, it's called the Camino de Santiago. And pretty much, I read it in a book. And you start from like the border of France and you go all the way to the left of Spain because they say like St. James is buried there or something, right? I read it in a book and one day I was like, all right, hey, if I ever have the chance, I want to do that. And remember when I was telling you about the marathon and like how I also said, right? So, man of my word, I had the chance. I said I was gonna do that, and here's the chance. So I did about half of it. This 260 kilometers or so, which is like 160-ish miles. Wow. And that's just walking. And you know, and actually I brought this backpack. This is my whole backpack. So this is my whole backpack I brought.
Oh my goodness.
The shell. And okay, so I got this from my first program, Fulbright. And when they gave this to us, I was like, hey, if you ever do this thing, here's a shell. I was like, that's a sign. So it was this backpack. It was terribly heavy. And yeah, I just started walking. Never done a trek or anything like that before. Learning on the fly. Never stayed in as many hostels like that before. Like I really haven't. And
wait, you did all that alone? Yeah.
Well, I started alone. Okay. Then I made friends along the way.
Right.
I met this German guy named Hippie Chris.
Okay, that's his real name or what?
That's he went by that.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And he was a great guy. Like we got talking. He's a little older than me, but we ended up like we kind of walked at the same speed, so we kind of walked together, right? Yeah. And because he knew stuff about it that I didn't know, so he would help me out. right? And I gave him, a buddy to talk to and stuff, and we became friends, and like, it was so, and it was so funny. I know we didn't talk about this, but like, first day, he was, he's German. First day, he's like, "Hey man, how are you?" I was like, "You like? We go Berlin. We have a good time, yeah." I was like, "Maybe we'll see, man." Like, but no, man, this man, he was so cool. Like, he used to be a camera operator. He had a little camper van, and he'd drive around and stuff. And he was like, "Hey man, if you want, when we're done, maybe we'll, take a trip in my camper van." That's called foreshadowing, kids. Anyways, so, I finished this Camino, and oh my God. It sucked a little at first, but like, again, you meet people from all over. People who are doing this trek, right? It's not like your average Joe who are like, "Oh, I guess so." Like, they have this goal. And it's old people, young people. We have people who are like, "Yeah, my wife died, so I'm doing this to adventure." And some people are like, "Yeah, I had some time to do it. I lost my job. I'm trying to find myself again." So it was such a wonderful experience. And I think everyone should do something like that. Not because like, you're Catholic or Christian or whatever. It was a time to just walk, to think, to be with nature, and to really experience what it's like to meet other people from all over. And at the end of the day, as much as someone's French or Spanish or Italian or American, whatever, you find out we're all just people. And even if you're 20 years old or if you're 60 years old, you're still trying to figure out, what am I going to do when I grow up? And that was beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Dan. That's awesome. I'll let Devin go, and then we can continue.
Okay.
Knock when you come back. So was there like a starting point for the trip or for the journey, like, or you just kind of start wherever you are at?
Yeah, I mean, so in order to get an official certificate, you have to do 100 kilometers. I did like more than double. I started about halfway in Estorgas. But like my buddy Chris, like he started at the very beginning in France. So like that's. But no, it was great. So we get to the end, to the church.
Okay.
But then the unofficial end, if you keep going, they call it the end of the world. And they call it that because like that's the coast. Back in the day, they thought, hey, this is all we have. After that, it's nothing. So we took a bus to the end of the world. It's called Finisterre, and we went to the beach there. We met some other people who were also traveling, and they're like, hey, it was me, my buddy, and these two gals, and we're like, hey, we're here, we made it. They're like, we should go in the ocean, and I was like, yeah, sounds like a great idea. And then they're like, yeah, but we didn't bring any swimming clothes. Like, we'll just go naked if that's all right with you. And I was like, yes, ma'am.
You did that?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Like, all right, let's
oh
go.
My goodness.
But here's the thing, and it wasn't like oh, we're getting naked. It was like, nah, like we're here. Like, yeah, let's just go in the ocean. It was just a bonding moment between just people.
Yeah.
Who were also on this journey.
Yeah.
So and that was cool, right?
And how many countries did you walk through?
So in this case, it was just Spain.
Okay.
But like there are some people who like started like in Germany, right? Some people are crazy. But no, it was just a trip full of staying in different places, meeting cool people, meeting some weird people, eating different foods. I mean, I went from cafes and leches to Americanos to just espresso shots. Like it was because you have to walk, right? You can't just lay around. Like there's a time frame. So and we had hostels. We had really nice ones. We had very big ones. We had not so good ones. We had places where we could cook dinner together. So it was like, hey, stranger. Yeah, let's make some pasta, blah blah blah, and we all ate dinner together. And we talked, and we became friends. Like I actually need to message them back. I still talk to them. Hey man, what's going on? How's life?
Still in touch with all those people you met on the way.
A few of them, as much as I could,
okay.
and stuff being in a different continent, and it's like, it's still like, hey, we still care about each other, there's, and I very much think I'll see them now. I have a reason, you know what I mean? Like now I have a reason to go to Switzerland. Now I have another reason to go to Germany. Now I have another reason to to go to these places. It's like, hey, now I have a friend that I want to go see. But even if you don't, just by starting and making friends, you give yourself a reason,
Yes. I mean, I didn't make no friends in Italy.
Yeah.
I mean, hold on, let me reword that.
What am I?
I didn't make no like Italian friends in Italy, but like I would still go back with them, honestly. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where we met. I feel like it's a huge deal.
Yeah, I have the picture you gave me. It's on my desk still.
What picture?
You gave me and Nick and like a picture of our trip. Mine's like.
Did I?
Yeah,
what
man.
picture?
She don't remember, man. But I do have it.
I remember I gave you guys something. I don't remember what picture I gave.
Yeah.
Was it of us three?
No, it's like some corridor in Italy somewhere. It's like some alley or some street. But I have that still.
Oh, okay. I think I know. It was from Assisi, I think.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. But that wasn't the end.
Yeah. My gosh, I'm quite literally so jealous of Dan because I want to travel the world, and I feel like he's doing that.
Let's go.
And he's doing it ahead of me, and I'm not even ashamed to admit that I'm jealous.
But like,
okay? I'm jealous.
But okay, I don't know if there's a better word for that. Well, just a connotation. Because here's the thing: like I see people do stuff and things, and I'm like, oh man, that'd be cool if I could do it. But I'm also okay where I'm at. For example, like I was telling this to, I've been subbing, and I was in a history classroom for a few days. I had so much fun, and the teacher next to me, she was like, oh man, well you get to do. I was like, yeah, but listen, you got to have your own classroom. This is your classroom. You get to have your kids. And like I never really had that. Like even now I have like my students, they know me, but it's not Mr. Salazar's classroom, you know what I mean? And it's not Mr. Salazar's history classroom.
Right.
So, grass is greener is what I'm saying. So, but just because of that, just because you haven't started doesn't mean you can't start right now. I mean, I'm back now and I'm like, okay, how am I gonna keep doing this? But even now it's still the same things. Like, I'm gonna have to say goodbye to my family again.
When are you leaving?
I'm trying to figure that out, right? So So for me, there's a master's program up in Europe that I found. It's in English, and I'm like, I have some time. I'll probably apply this month, and if I do,
there you go.
And if I get it, that's at least 2 years.
Yeah, yeah.
But you go with the flow. Even if I don't get this, like, okay, cool. What's the next thing to apply to? What's the next thing to do? And that's kind of what I think I'm learning for the most part right now. Is that right now isn't tomorrow, right? Right now you might be a little sad and depressed. Something didn't work out. Okay, cool. What's the plan for tomorrow? Make that today. Right now I'm in Muscatine, which is fine. I love my family. I love my community. But I also remember how much fun and joy I felt experiencing those things and meeting certain people. And it's like, oh man, I'm over here and I want to see him again. Okay, why not? Figure it out.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Why not?
Look, I literally drove here to see Dan. Why not?
She did. And then I bought her coffee. So why not?
You did. You did. He did. I offered to buy, but he said, nah, Claire, you my host. I said, you my guest.
You know
You're
why?
my guest.
Because she's my friend. That's why. That's it.
I will buy you a cup of coffee too, Dan. Don't you worry.
Oh, she's so nice, guys. It's clear.
So you are planning to, obviously go back there and meet people. And I kind of want to sneak up this little question here.
What's that, dog?
I know you may have, meet the love of your life there. So.
Hey now.
Hey, so what's up with that?
So
is that why?
No.
What's the plan with that, huh?
Listen. So I mean, love and relationships can be complicated. And here's the thing. Already, I was like, I want to come back to Europe. And I happened to make a good friend, and that friend was the one that was in Portugal. And I was like, hey, fuck it. Sorry, I was like. I haven't, I made a very good friend, and that happened to be the one that was in Portugal. And I was like, hey, to heck with it. Let me go see him. Let me see what's up. And I had a good time. And they happened to live in the same place, the university I'm kind of looking at. But even with that, right, I had to be honest with myself and make sure, hey, I'm not just going for the girl. Like, that's stupid. You need to go for yourself.
Ooh,
so I had to think to I wanted to go back to Europe. Okay, is this a program? Even if I don't work, if this thing doesn't work out, do I like this program? I'm gonna walk away with a master's. Cool, right? And am I honest with myself? Like, hey, I do like this person a lot, and if things work out, like that's almost scarier than it not, but like exciting. But you know, be honest and be honest with it. Like, hey, you know, it might not, and that's okay, right? I think life. I mean, I'm only 25, so you know, what do I know? But you know, you get out what you put in. You know, if you keep it safe, then you're gonna live a safe life.
Yep.
Probably. But I mean,
take some risks.
And I'm not saying like, all right, you know, I'm gonna run for president right now. That you gotta calculate those risks, right?
Yes.
Right now, I'm like, okay, I want to go back to Europe. I want to do this program. This program lines up with me, and it happens to be there. I'm not moving there for this girl. I'm moving there for me, and thankfully they happen to be there too.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, they're a very nice person. They're someone actually. I actually met them dressed as a woman. Did I tell you that?
No, you did not.
I didn't do.
But I believe you. Knowing you.
So listen, I was in Madrid doing comedy, and I knew her sister first, and I knew her little sister, and like she also did comedy. Her little sister. So then this friend of mine, she comes to visit her sister, and you know help her move back to, and the first show she happened to go to was an all-female show of comedians. And my buddy was like, hey, we need one more person, but they have to be female. And I was like, I have an idea. So so for this show, I dressed up as a woman. Like, I'm talking like wig, that's a lipstick, I shaved. Like,
oh my
like
goodness.
my buddies, when I showed up, they had to do a double take. Because they're like, hey, oh.
Daniela?
Right. And I think, and you know, so that was my first time meeting this person, and I think one of the things I really like about them is like when I met them later, like it didn't feel like, oh, you're the weird guy who dressed up like a chick. It was like, oh, hey, like you did the comedy, cool, and like I don't know, like you just felt very nice.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I do want to point out, because prior to you leaving, you went through a little bump with like relationship or friendship, and I felt like that really took a toll on you for a little bit. Yeah. If I remember correctly, and Nick and I and even Devin, we were just like, Dan, you're leaving the country, like you're gonna meet people there.
That's true.
And I just felt like that's a good lesson to not just dwell on what's not working. Just keep looking forward to what can be.
Well, and then I think and this is just from my experience, noticing from Latino families, especially mine, like we usually have a sense of ride or die. We have a sense of we're gonna just stick in it, we're gonna stick in it, gonna stick in it. So I think for a lot of us, even subconsciously, when we get into a relationship, it can be hard to leave. And I think that was kind of my mistake with ones I've had in the past. So after my breakup, like I had time to just be.
Yeah.
And that's important too, right? I had time to just be, just live, right? It wasn't living because of someone else and on someone else's schedule. I became more Daniel than I ever was before. Right? I wasn't following anyone. I wasn't seeing what someone else was doing. I was doing me. And I think by the time, I've made some new friends, and eventually the friend I have, like, I was me, and I wasn't looking for anything.
Right,
it just kind of, which I know is so cliche and cheesy. And here's the honest truth: it might not work out, but when it comes to like what I learned in my family growing up, there's some really good qualities there for sure, but there's also some that aren't so great. So like when it comes to those relationships, especially being younger, like it can feel like, oh no, this is it. I can't let this go. Sometimes the best thing for you is to let that go. But that's not it. You let it go and you grow from it, right? You let it go and you learn, okay, this is what I like, what I didn't like about them. Okay, this is what I like and didn't like about me. How am I gonna be better, right? Would I like to date myself, right?
Yeah.
Seriously, right? Like, would you like to date a lazy bum or someone who's like, hey, I'm okay with life, man. Oh, sure, whatever you want to do. What are you thinking, Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, that was tough, and you're gonna make mistakes, but you learn from it. You have to. If you don't, you're gonna keep doing it again. But I think if you mess up a friendship, a relationship with, it can be romantic or not even, all right, let me live with that a little bit. Let me live with that and see, all right, how can I be better? You know? And that's it. That's life. Just fall on your face. A lot of people assume it's like, no, it's falling a lot because every fall is going to be different, but still getting back up, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's never easy. It's never easy when you feel disappointed, when you feel lost, and you're going to feel that 1,000%. But that's okay. That's normal. That's natural. You think, it's only me.
Nah, it's all of us.
It's all of us.
But it's different. Everybody's going through it differently.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
different scenarios, different situations.
But I think the best way to get out of being lost and all of those feelings is to really focus on what's going to make me happy and who is you. And the more you try to find you, the more you start to, okay, I feel more comfortable now. Okay, I might still have these feelings, but I can control them a little bit more, right? Like, I'm still an anxious person. I still think about what someone said to me 2 days ago at the coffee shop, right? Because, whatever. But I'm still like, hey, you know what? Especially with, like, my family and, like, feeling like, they really want me to, I'm supposed to go be a teacher, stay here, have a wife, make a family, blah, 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 blah. I know they want that. And it feels like I'm supposed to do that. But I'm supposed to do me. And okay, next challenge. What does that look like? What is me? But that's okay. That's the exciting part. It can be anything. And the blessing and curse of that's the blessing and curse of having options, right?
Yeah.
Some people don't have that. Some people, they don't have that window to open up and escape into a life where you can be on the beach in Barcelona. They don't have that. So, like, even for me, I don't know, not a responsibility, but I almost owe it to, like, hey, there's people who don't have that window, and they're in a room just with walls. And it's like, if I have that, why would I waste that?
But some people have the window, but they just want to stay in there.
That's true.
And there's that too.
So my philosophy for, like, kids, right?
Yeah.
It used to just be, go to college. I think it's changed. So my thing is this: if you just know only one thing, that is, for example, some kids only know, okay, my mom worked at a factory, my dad worked at a factory, I'm just gonna finish up, work at a factory. I don't know about that. Learn and understand that you can do anything. And if at the end of the day, if you know, honestly, hey, I could go do this, and if I really wanted to, and you still choose that thing, cool, that's great. But I'm willing to bet that 99 times out of 100, people don't. And that's all I ask, is really know that that's out there.
Yeah.
And you can do it. It's not going to be easy. People aren't going to be like, oh, you want to go? All right, cool, no problem. But it can be done. It's going to be so good when you do that. But it's tough.
Yes. I feel like all three of us in this room here, we are living that. You know, just finding ways and...
But look at you. Like, you were like, hey, I want to do a podcast.
Yeah.
And you started it.
And I started. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. You just got to do it. You just,
And so, like, did you, like, people around you when you were like, I'm doing a podcast, like, did they care? How was that like?
I mean, I don't even know. I'm going to be honest. I always say this, and I think Devin would say this too, is that, put it this way, we're not counting on our friends and families to support us. We are counting on the strangers to support us, because that's who we want to reach. We want to reach that audience. We want to reach those who are out there. Because if it's just family and friends, that's like, what, 15 people? You know what I'm trying to say? We want to reach beyond that.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm really doing it because I want to share my story, my friends' stories. Like, you have such a unique journey so far. You're only 25, and I want to talk to more people. I spoke to Devin. I talked to a friend of mine who's also 25, and we're all going through a different journey. And what was your question?
Oh, yeah, just kind of that vibe you felt from when you were going to start this, like, if you felt supported or if you didn't really care about that.
I don't even care. I don't really care whether people support me or not. This is what I want to do, so I'm gonna do it.
You're always different in that. I remember that. Like, you're very like, I'm Claire. Like, I'm gonna do this, and I was like, go off.
Go off, babe. You cannot
I admire
listen
that.
to people's opinions.
I admire that.
Because that's how you get pulled back. You do you. You have an idea, go for it.
The only pushback I give is don't assume all those opinions can be negative. You can hear them out because some of them might be positive. But
I hear all of them out.
Yeah, but cool. But yeah, end game. It's you, dog.
Yeah.
You're the one who has to deal with either, oh yeah, I did this podcast and I started it and it's cool, or laying in your room alone being like, man, what if I would have done that podcast? You'll never know.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like, I'll tell you this much, like, I do feel a little type of way. Like, I'm here in Muskie Teen. I'm a Latino teacher. I'm young, and I know I could do a lot of good here, but like, you could always come back to teach, right? So whatever that is for you, like, you could always come back to do blank. You can't always go off to Europe. You can't always move to a different city. And it kind of sort of makes sense, right? I have no kids. I have no wife. Even if you do, like, you can still try stuff out, but like,
yeah,
you can always come back and do that safe thing. So it's like, why not take a little bit of a risk? Because you might find real joy in that. And now you have stories to be like, to tell later.
We all have stories to tell.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're here to do, tell those stories.
Yeah, and I think with your help, it's happening.
It's happening, yeah.
The only thing stopping someone from being like extraordinary is honestly yourself, man. I mean, people will be there and people can help if you find the right community. But it's up to you to look for that community, to find that community. But most importantly, figure out who you are. You're never gonna finish. But if you don't focus on that, right? If you never, it's like having to wash the dishes, man. Like, if you always like, I'll do it later, none of those dishes are gonna be washed. But if you start putting in some time, you'll be like, man, this kitchen's kind of nice. Like, look at this countertop, right? And that's kind of how it'll be when you start like pursuing some of those things that make you, right? And you don't have to repress that. Yeah. Because that's so cool. It's so, like, you meet people on the street, and like, I'm sure you're finding this out when you talk. There's so many like, oh, really? I didn't do that. Like, that's crazy. Like, people are just fantastic, and especially whoever you are, like, you're fantastic too. You just don't know it, but you should.
Yeah. Anywho, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of No Sugar All Spices. Dan, thank you so much for sharing your story. I appreciate that so much.
Thanks for having me.
I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you.